Hello, welcome to this pack break of a pack of 1978 O-Pee-Chee baseball cards. For some of you who aren't aware, O-Pee-Chee is the Canadian version of Topps. They have all the same fronts and backs of the Topps cards. The backs are a little different in that they will have some translations into French and the colors are usually a little brighter. And sometimes on the front, if a player is traded, it might reflect the new team, but otherwise they are essentially the exact same thing. And what we have here is a fresh wax pack from 1978. This was purchased through a very reputable dealer who certified that it is authentic and that it has not been tampered with in any way. Just looking at it myself, you can see, looking at the corners, very minimal wear, but slightly off center, which would be indicative of the time. You can see on the back, or at least I hope you can see, it's a little hard to see on the video, but you can kind of see it, the striations going from one side to the other, which are the machine rollings. That's how you can really tell if a pack has been tampered with, because if someone tries to duplicate that, they're never going to be able to line up those rollings just perfect again. And this one is dead on, exactly the way it should be. So looking forward to getting this sucker open. You can see on the outside the outline of the gum. Oops, the outline of the gum right here. Hopefully whatever card is on top didn't suffer too bad from it. And as a bonus, I will be trying this 1978 gum. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. The reason I selected this pack is because 1978 is the first year that I myself collected baseball cards. My brother used to buy me packs all the time, bring them home from 7-Eleven or from the grocery store, and we'd open them up together and play with them. And I still have all of my original cards, and these are going to be fun additions to it since they are O-Pee-Chee. And the vast majority of my cards are Topps. But let's see what we got. Some of the big cards in this set include, obviously, the Eddie Murray rookie. That's really the big one. You've got the Jack Morris rookie, the Paul Molitor and Alan Trammell rookie card, and of course there's always Nolan Ryan, so hopefully we'll get something. Now, let me go ahead and try and open this. I'm gonna be as delicate as I can because the wrapper is probably worth a little something. Okay. Wrapper is opening up all right. Just a little bit of resistance, but nothing bad. And on top, obviously, we can see Jay Howell is our first card. So Jay Howell playing on the Blue Jays, and in the background, you can see the Oakland Coliseum. It seems like it's kind of stuck on the gum. All right, the gum came off. We'll deal with that in a little bit. Pack looks nice. We'll save that wrapper. So Roy Howell, a little bit of, gunk from the wax, but very common. And again, Oakland Coliseum in the background. If we see a lot of Oakland Coliseums, I'll tell you a story about that. But on the back, just to see, it's a little bit lighter than the Topps version. And then as you can see, when you get down here, it translates it into French too for our French-Canadian friends. So Roy Howell. Andre Thornton. Good old Andre. He was, never a big star or anything, but a very solid player. Someone that, you wouldn't mind having on your team, right? Dave Goltz. That also looks like the Oakland Coliseum in the background. Tim Blackwell. So as I mentioned, apparently he got traded. Now with the Chicago Cubs as of 2/1/78. So he was obviously previously on the Expos, and his Topps card would just reflect Expos. Wouldn't show him on the Cubs. They didn't do an update series or anything like that. So that's one thing that I actually kind of like about O-Pee-Chee is that they do that update. Another interesting thing with O-Pee-Chee, you can kind of see it a little bit if you look at the tops of the cards. A little bit of a rough cut, but that's completely normal with O-Pee-Chee. That's just kind of how they came. Oh, Sparky Lyle. So Spark won the Cy Young Award this year, so he had a great year. Or actually, I think it was the year before that, now that I think about it. But the Yankees went out and ended up acquiring now, or at the time, future Hall of Fame reliever Rich Gossage to replace him, even though Sparky was the reigning AL Cy Young Award winner. He actually went on and wrote the very famous book, The Bronx Zoo, this year, so kind of a fun card. Wayne Garrett, okay, you can see that he has on the Canadian Olympic patch on there. That was the year that the Olympics were hosted in Montreal, so I guess they're very proud of that. Jerry Johnson. You may have noticed that we're getting a lot of Blue Jays and Expos cards. Again, since OPC is Canadian, that is not, anything that is, unexpected, right? That's they probably want to have that because that's what the Canadian kids would want, right? Or in this case, 50-year-old Americans or 52-year-old Americans who are having fun with cards. Another Blue Jays, Tim Nordbrook. All right, well, let's see what we got coming up here. Oh, Bill Madlock. He was one of those players that, kind of like Andre Thornton, but even better. He was great. I think he won a couple batting titles. One of those guys that everyone would like to have on their team and, just kind of forgotten in the annals of history sometimes, but truly a great player. And now we're coming down to the last card. I can feel the gum stuck to it, so let's take a look at it. What do we got here? John Candelaria. Look at that awesome mustache he's sporting there. Yeah, well, okay, not much in the way of a pack of cards, but let's take a look at this gum. See if we can get this to come off easily. Don't want to ruin poor Mr. Candelaria's card. See if we can. If we can, I'll take this off. If not, might have to just put it in the freezer and get it off. In which case, I might have teased you with me being able to try this gum from 1978, but maybe I will do an update. It seems like it's, come on gum, you can do it. When I'm working on this gum, I'll tell you why you saw the Oakland Coliseum in so many of those pictures of the AL cards, and that's because the photographer for Topps was based in, or I should say the AL photographer was based in the San Francisco Bay Area, which is where Oakland is, and he would just photograph everyone as their teams came through on road games against Oakland. Very rare to find a picture of an AL player outside of Oakland. All right, well, you know what? I'm sorry to say, but this gum is just not coming off easy, and I don't want to kill the card to get it off. So I'm gonna have to put this card in the freezer. That is a good trick to get gum to drop off easily. Wow, good Lord, look at this. Candelaria was 6'7". Geez, and he only weighed 205 pounds. He was rail thin. Well, anyways, that's it for this pack. As far as, who we got, if it's any good, Candelaria was a good player at the time. Madlock is probably the best card. Sorry to say these guys are nothing too great. Sparky Lyle, awesome at the time. And who else did we have? Thornton, pretty darn good at the time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This one's kind of interesting. I like the little traded stuff, but there you go. A blast back to 1978. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. This was a fun pack to open up. I will be hanging on to this wrapper. The wrapper is probably actually worth more than the cards I got out of it at this point. So, not a bad wrapper to have, and definitely a lot of good memories associated with it. Thank you, and until next time, happy card collecting, everyone.